The sacking of a four-time champion, regulatory snags and rules changes saw Ferrari decline to its lowest level in 40 years. It took half a decade and a pandemic for the Scuderia to finally return to the very top of Formula One. But will they be led down by their race strategists? Hello and welcome back to another video from World of Racing. Do you know how many double podium finishes Ferrari have had in F1 so far? Stick around to find out. The story of Ferrari's return to the title campaign began 5 years ago, when they were last in a similar position. Then, as of now, Formula One was entering an era of new rules. And then, as now, Ferrari's technical team excelled under the new rules, and their car was brimming with innovation. Ferrari's leading driver Sebastian Vettel led the 2017 championship for 2/3 of the season, only to be overtaken by Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton in the final races. Even in his debut season for Ferrari in 2015 at the race in Belgium, Vettel experienced that the team strategists cost him to give up the race. They kept the German driver on the track until he literally destroyed one of the rear tyres. Ferrari criticised Pirelli, but the tyre manufacturer believed that the Italian team was solely to blame for the bad luck in that race. The pattern repeated itself in 2018 when Vettel and Ferrari squandered a sizable lead through a series of team errors, driver mistakes and technical failures, without which they would almost certainly have been champions. During that season, they had an incident when a mechanic was injured at the race in Bahrain. Kimi Raikkonen pitted. He was given the green light even though the rear tyre was not yet attached. One of the mechanics suffered a broken leg and the Finnish driver was forced to end his race. At the race in Singapore that year, Vettel was the victim of the Italian team's bad strategy. Hamilton was the race leader and Vettel was second. Ferrari decided to let Vettel pit before Hamilton and Verstappen. A cardinal mistake was made, and not only did Vettel not start the fight for the first place, but at the end of the race he finished in the third place, thus dashing his hopes for the title. After several seasons, Ferrari returned to the top of F1, and if it weren't for the team's mistakes and several withdrawals, the situation would have been even better. Along with Max Verstappen, Ferrari's lead driver Charles Leclerc is probably the best driver in F1 right now. His team's poor strategy cost him a close battle for the title with the Dutch driver. At the 2022 race in Silverstone, his teammate Carlos Sainz won, which was the first victory of his career. Leclerc had the opportunity to reduce the gap to Verstappen, who had a lot of problems in this race, but Ferrari decided that after the safety car came out, Leclerc would stay on the track and Sainz would go to the pit. The team estimated that the difference between Leclerc and Sainz was not enough to replace the tyres on both cars. Leclerc was disappointed with the decision, but was glad to see his teammates celebrate his race win. Leclerc was not happy even a few seasons earlier when he was ordered to give up the position to Vettel at the China Grand Prix in 2019. The German driver did not chase the leader Hamilton, but only slowed down his teammate, who ended up missing the podium. Even Vettel was dissatisfied with the work of his team in 2020 at the Jubilee 70th race in Silverstone. He criticised Ferrari for the strategy of going to the pit. He finished the race only in 12th place and told his team, "You have messed up." Vettel was also dissatisfied with his team's strategy at the race in Spain that same season. Most of the teams decided to go with 2 pit stops, while the Italian team forced the German to drive 40 laps on soft tyres, which was not originally planned. Vettel finished that race in a disappointing 11th place. That season, Ferrari had a big problem, which resulted in the team recording the worst season in the last 4 decades. In 2022, Ferrari looks much better on the track, but again some bad decisions are made when it comes to strategy, as was the case at Silverstone. Admittedly, the team can be satisfied because Sainz won, but his chances for the title are much less than Leclerc, who was justifiably disappointed. Like the race at Silverstone, Leclerc dominated the track in his native Monaco, but at the wrong moment he pitted to change tyres when his teammate Sainz did, and instead of P1, he took 4th position. Leclerc was disappointed because he is aware that Ferrari has a big advantage over his rivals this season, but due to a few bad strategic moves and a few breakdowns, he has a gap to Verstappen that could have been much smaller. In some previous seasons, Ferrari did not have a satisfactory car, and at the same time, numerous tactical errors occurred. Now that the team has perhaps the fastest car on the track, similar mistakes are happening again. Such mistakes will have to be kept to a minimum in the future if Ferrari wants to be at the very top again and one of their drivers becomes world champion. In some of the previous seasons, Ferrari was a symbol of bad strategy, but now the situation would have to be different. The team has really great drivers with incredible potential, and Ferrari will have to provide adequate support to their drivers in a strategic sense if they want to end their 15-year drought without a world champion. The last driver to win the title for Ferrari was Kimi Raikkonen. 2022 looks to be another season that will be wasted due to the bad decisions of the team, and Leclerc might have to look for a chance for the title next season. Are you a tifosi? And if you are, did you know that Ferrari have had 182 double podium finished in F1 so far? What do you think of their strategy calls so far this season? Leave a comment down below, and if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button, and while you're at it, hit that subscribe button as well. Share it with your friends or your enemies. Stay safe and happy racing!